Yes, people, welcome back to the Red Zone. I'm AJ, and this is all your Manchester United sports, entertainment, and news updates. Finally, the Premier League is back. We've been waiting 4 weeks to see a Manchester United game, partly because of the Queen's passing, and then we had the international break. But we're back this weekend against Manchester City in the big Manchester derby. Is it going to be red? Is it going to be blue? We'll have to wait to see. We're also going to talk about Manchester United captain Harry Maguire, his performances over the international break, his performances at the start of the season, not to mention the stupid comments he makes after performances. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the October fixture pile up because we've got 9 games in the month of October, which is unheard of. So we're going to talk about what we expect from those, talk about the teams we're facing, and also we're going to talk about what we need to do Sunday to come away with the 3 points. So let's get into it straight away. We'll start with Harry Maguire, the Manchester United captain, if that's what you want to call him. But his performances at the start of the season have been atrocious, really. Leading back into last season, the mistakes, he's not fast enough on the recoveries, decision making. It's just not a good start. But we don't write any United player off. We don't fully go too hard on them, but it's hard not to talk the truth. Do you know what I mean? He's not playing well at all. It was the same with Rashford last season and leading into the season before that. If he's not playing well, he doesn't deserve to be in the team. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter if you support the club. We're about rebuilding the team and trying to challenge for trophies. And you're not going to be able to do that living in the past on past performances. Look at the international break, Maguire, that second game against Germany, gave away the penalty, stupid decision because Musiala, I think, turned him, pace again, couldn't cope, had to hack him down. You had the second goal, which was a bit further on after that, but man's dribbling in by the opposition box, getting caught in possession, and that leads to the second goal. It's not good enough. Then you have the comments he comes out and says, um, I'm not going to quote it word for word, but basically he's saying he wasn't playing regularly before the Euros, I think it was, and he ended up in the team of the tournament. So he doesn't listen to what people have got to say, the criticism, which is fair enough. You can't really take the criticism too hard as a footballer because that's part and parcel with what comes with being a footballer, I suppose. But to come out and say things like that, it's a bit of a joke, really. What has been in the team of the tournament 18 months ago got to do with how you're performing now, with how you're performing for Manchester United. It's the same as when he was getting slated before. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was another international break. He's getting slated before he scores a goal, probably against a team that's rated 256 in the world or something stupid like that, and he's doing the celebration with his fingers in his ears. It's a joke thing, really. Like you're telling people to shut up by putting your fingers in your ears, all the noise, and you scored against a team that's not even rated. What are you doing week in, week out? That's what you need to ask yourself. And until he does that, he's not going to improve, is he? It's everyone else's fault. It was one of the games as well. He says the defense, basically the defense plays well. We needed to be better in attack. It's never Harry Maguire's fault. But for us, he's not getting back in the United team. If Gareth Southgate's going to stick with him, that's Gareth Southgate's choice, regardless of how disrespectful that is to all the other players, because I'm pretty sure you can go and find the quote from him where he's saying it's important that you're playing regular for your club team to be able to be called up to the England team. So I don't know what's going on there. You'll have to find out of Gareth Southgate. But at the minute, Lissandro Martinez, Varane, during the international break, Varane was a beast. Captain France to the win. Lissandro Martinez with Argentina played well, came through the friendlies, the qualifiers, if that's what they was playing. You got Malacia on the left, he was playing well as well for the Netherlands. And Diego Dalot scored a couple of goals, and the man's been on fire. The defence is set, to be fair. If he can come back in due to an injury or something and he plays well and recovers the positions, then fair enough, you have to go with what's happening at the time, but you can't live in the past on past performances. He might have been decent when he first came to us, but he's not playing well enough to get in the team at all. So that's that, really. Harry Maguire's got work to do for us if he's going to regain his place. I'm sure it was Jamie Carragher who basically said he thinks it's time to go, try and rebuild his career. I don't know if I'd say anything that harsh, but if we bring in another central defender, that could be the case. But at the minute, he's just got to knuckle down. He's got to take his chances when he comes in the Europa League, in the cup games. If there's an injury, he has to step in and do well. You can't step in and make mistakes. That's not going to work, is it really? But yeah, he might be called upon due to what we're going to talk about next, because as I says, we've got the most fixtures in United club history in the month of October with 9 games. So obviously we're going to need as many players fit and as many players ready to fight as we can get. We'll be playing Premier League, Europa League, so you're talking literally two games a week. Possibly going to have to squeeze in one more as well in the week. We've got Man City, obviously Sunday, we'll talk about that shortly. Then we've got Nicosia, we play those twice in Europa League. We've got Everton, Newcastle, Spurs, Chelsea, Sheriff Tiraspol, and then West Ham, which ends on the 30th of October. So all those games, we're going to need as many people as possible. We've got people like Martial who haven't played yet. We're going to need those people to come back. Rashford is coming back from a slight injury. I'm pretty sure he'll be back. That's why he missed the international break. Maguire himself took a knock, so we're going to need as many players as we can. I seen a comment on the Instagram page yesterday, and someone said they get paid a hell of a lot of money, so they should be able to play this many games, this, that, and the other. Like, that's all being well. We're not arguing the fact of the wages these players get. They get paid ridiculous wages, but the fact of the matter is, if you know sports and you know the human body, too much toll is going to have an effect. You're going to risk injury, and that's what we can't afford to do with in the month of October with all these games coming up. Realistically, we need, out of the Premier League, we need to take 6 games. That's 18 points. Realistically, you're only looking at the City game where you could possibly drop points. The rest, we need to take 3 points, especially if we're going to be pushing for that top 4 position. It's going well at the minute, 4 games on the bounce, but we all know that things can change. Hopefully it's not going to, but yeah, I'd say take 1 loss, maybe a draw, and we need to win the remaining 4 games really to still be in the hunt. We've got the Europa League games. Obviously we need to progress in that. It's a cup, a cup's a cup. Anyone who turned their nose up at a cup is pretty dumb, if you ask me. So we need to progress in that. There'll be cup games coming in November, but for October we've got to focus on Europa League, Premier League, and getting as many points and keeping as many players as fit as possible, especially with the World Cup coming up. Players are going to be looking the same sort of thing as well. They don't want to get a major injury beforehand, so it's all about squad rotation, using the players that we've got. Yeah, so that's October, the busiest in United's history. And next we'll talk about the Manchester derby, which is coming up Sunday. What is the colour of the city? Is it going to be red? Is it going to be blue? We're hoping it's going to be red. What can we expect? We can expect City to be City. They're always going to be dangerous. They're always going to punish mistakes. They're always going to try and pull you out of position. Our defence has played really well this season, so I can't even argue. Varane's been dominating. Martinez has been playing like a beast. Just need to stay compact. Been playing how they've been playing, not conceding many goals, clean sheets in there. Hopefully De Gea doesn't have a mistake in him, plays the shot stopper that we know he all can be. Yeah, it's Pep. It's going to be a tough game, but if you look back on the recent history anyway, we've had some decent results against City. They found it hard to beat us, to be fair. So we can take positives in that. Hopefully we can replicate that on Sunday. Ten Hag looks like he's doing well with the players in training. Looks like he's getting his game plan across. We can see that from basically the first 2 games when we lost and we had the team basically from last season. He gave them a chance. It didn't work. He's now obviously gone overboard on the defending, put his players in the position, and it seems to be paying off. If we can play well, we can beat them. Of course we can. The striker situation, Ronaldo got battered during international week. He looked like he did 5 rounds with Mike Tyson. But he's come away from that on social media. He says he's fit, he's ready to go. We have to wait to see what's happening with Martial. I haven't seen anything about him training yet, which is not a good sign, but hopefully Rashford will be back. I'd probably start with, if Ronaldo's fit and ready to go, I'd probably start with him because he's going to be that presence that's going to be bullying the defence, trying to get onto stuff. They'll be watching out for him, trying to make sure they don't leave him, which obviously then free space for Anthony, free space for Sancho, Rashford, whoever's playing on the wings. Scott McTominay's obviously going to keep his place. If someone's playing well, they keep the place. The same with Maguire. If he came back in and he plays well, he keeps his place. So for the minute, you're going to see McTominay in there, Eriksen in there again, Bruno in there, which obviously they've all been working well. Realistically, I think we can win the game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 United win. But we all know it can go either way. But yeah, I'm hoping for a United win. Hopefully they turn up. Hopefully they're hungry. They're ready to go. And like I say, the history recently against City has been positive. So that's a good omen, obviously, to look forward to. That's it really for this video. We'll be back again after the Manchester derby, where we'll talk about the result, we'll talk about the performance, player ratings, stuff like that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, make sure you check out the Instagram, which is at the bottom of the page as well. Tell your friends, make sure you hit that notification button as well, that's important. So whenever we upload a video, which is going to get a lot more regular, you'll be notified straight away. And thanks for watching. See you again next time.